Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We like to say that it is see you in synagogue Shabbat. We like to say that hatred is not going to stop us from coming to services. I have some readings that I'm going to intersperse through your service, and I may even ask you, think about if you like to be a reader. I think I have about 4 or 5 readings that you are welcome to read. I'll call up and we'll just pick randomly. I may need some help singing. I woke up with no voice this morning. I got a shot in my tuchus, and I have some voice today. Bethany is going to help me sing, though, tonight, and so will all of you, and I may pick on some of you in particular. Most of this is going to be a regular Shabbat service because that's the point, is that we come back and we keep doing things the way we always do. Are we canceling Shabbat? We haven't canceled Shabbat in over 5,000 years. We're not going to stop now for any reason. We don't have that authority. It's over our pay grade. I have some perspectives of inspiration I want to share with you that we've gleaned from some of the people who have tried to inspire us over this past week, get us through this. An unknown author, most of the time I'm going to be able to tell you who it was, an unknown author said, an entire sea of water cannot sink a ship until the water gets inside the ship. Similarly, the negativity of the world cannot put you under or get you down unless you allow it inside your mind. We're here. Rabbi Cook of blessed memory used to teach that the antidote to causeless hatred is causeless love. There is a song that was written by Rabbi, what's his name? You have it, oh wait, I have it here. Rabbi, Creditor, Menachem Creditor, based on Psalm 89 that you can learn in Hebrew. We're going to start with that. Every tribute, every vigil, every service that they've done this week seem to have used this song. This is a song that he wrote for his child after 9/11, and it has become a very powerful, well, you'll see. So the words are, there are 3 words in Hebrew and then a bunch of words in English, and then there is a rabbinic debate about whether there's a tie-lie-lie-lie-lie or a tie-die-die-die-die, And you're going to have to figure that one out for yourself. I have a feeling that we will have, you know, I was going to tell this. 1978, I was the song leader at Green Family Camp, and we had something that was called Maccabia there. Most camps have like a color wars of some kind. And you break down into colors, and you compete against each other. At Jacobs, they do it now, the Reform Movement's camp, they do Maccabia, and they break down into 4 colors. When I was at Green Family Camp, the camp was so small, there were not enough people, they only broke it down into 2 colors, Kachol and Lavan, blue and white. And all of the kids mishmashed with all the kids in their color. And they had competitions that were regular things. There were baseball games and soccer games and volleyball and all that stuff. There were swimming competitions. There was all kinds of sports competitions, including crazy competitions. There was art. We had to write songs and plays, and you got points for how well you did for all of these things. One of the competitions was getting ready for Shabbat. And part of getting ready for Shabbat was cleaning the camp. And this part of the camp was the blue team, and this part was the white team. So one of the things you can do if you have a competition like this is you could, you know the song, "Don't throw your trash in my backyard, my backyard." You could take your trash and throw it on the other side, and then they would lose. But that doesn't happen, because the point of the exercise, the point of the competition, is to get ready for Shabbat. And so if you throw it over there, number one, you lose points, because one of my favorite parts, you got to write cheers. None of the cheers were allowed to say anything bad about the other team. They only had to say good things about you and encourage your team. And one of the important parts of what you got scored about is how fair you were to the other team, how kind you were to the other team. If people saw you being especially kind to the other team, your team got bonus points for being good to the other team. And it was, I mean, I get goosebumps thinking about it, one of the most amazing experiences. By the end of Maccabia, when it was 2 teams, nobody cared who won. Everybody took care of each other. By the end of this, the whole camp knew each other. That's what I want to see. So if you like the tie-dye version, or if you like the tie-lie version, be kind to each other. It's going to work really well either way when we blend our voices together. So there are 3 words in Hebrew. I'm not just talking about tie-lies and tie-dyes, am I? Nope. There are 3 words in Hebrew. The first word is olam, which means world or universe. Chesed, I know it's got a ch, I needed that for clearing my throat. Chesed is loving kindness. It's a special kind of kindness, and it's a special kind of love. It's loving kindness. And the last word is yibaneh. Yibaneh. So there are 3 words, and the yibaneh means it will build. So olam, chesed, yibaneh. And the words in English are going to tell you where it's going with those words. And so we start off with, you coming? I need your help. Here's the words, wherever you want this.
Anywhere except right on top of those words. I mean, there's only 3, but still.
I make them up. you'll sing the words. I will build this world from love. I will build this world from love. I will build this world from love. You must build this world from love. You must build this world from love. You must build this world from love. And if we build this world from love, if we build this world from love, and if we build this world from love, then God will build this world from love. I think we're still supposed to give up with that. Then God will build this world from love. Back to Hebrew. Olam chesed yibaneh. Olam chesed yibaneh. Olam chesed yibaneh. Everybody could do this. I think we're doing that again. You're good at that. The congregation. We begin our service as we welcome Shabbat on page 65, as we always do. At home in the synagogue, we welcome Shabbat with light, a symbol of dispelling darkness, enlightenment, being aware of things going on around you. We begin on page 65, as is our tradition. We rise as we call Kathy and Diane to come and help us by blessing the candles.
As these candles give light to all who behold them, so may we give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You hallow us with your mitzvot and command us to kindle the lights of Shabbat. Let there be joy.
Let there be light.
Let there be peace.
Let there be Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We continue with the Kiddush, the sanctification of the day, on pages 167 and 166, as we bless the...
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed.
Page 167 and 166.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You call us to holiness with the mitzvah of Shabbat, the sign of your love, a reminder of your creative work and of our liberation from Egyptian bondage, our day of days. On Shabbat especially, we hearken to your call to serve you as a holy people. We praise you, O God, for the holiness of Shabbat.
Amen. L'chaim. are welcome to sit down. If you say Shabbat Shalom to someone you came in with, Shabbat Shalom you didn't come in with, make sure everybody's got a Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom back there. Shabbat Shalom out there. We pray that this Sabbath is one of peace. You want to help me with this one? I think you can. Melena, you want to come up and help us with this one? I think you can too. Let's bring another microphone over here so we have people, because if you're not on the mic, people who are far, far away.
Be like a bluegrass band and all cluster around one.
Cluster. There you go. Crash. Lecha dodi likrat kala ya la la ya la la ya la la pnei Shabbat nekavela. Let's take it a little higher than that, and everybody's learning it together, I guess. Lecha dodi likrat kala ya la la ya la la ya la la pnei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha dodi likrat kala ya la la ya la la ya la la pnei Shabbat nekavela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmi'anu el hamiyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem u'tiferet l'tfilah, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Ya la la, ya la la, ya la la, Pnei Shabbat nekabel. I picked one with lalas again, and they're not singing. Oh, look at those mouths. Nobody's moving mouths. Just pretend you're moving mouths, okay? I want to hear you. It's got lalas in it and everything. That's why I picked this one. You could at least do the la-la-las. And you could say tie-dye-dye if you'd like. We still have the tie-dye-lie-lie thing. We're going to do the chorus one more time, and then we'll go to the last verse when we welcome Shabbat Bride. Lecha dodi likrat kala ya la la ya la la ya la la pnei Shabbat nekabela la la la. Lecha dodi likrat kala ya la la ya la la ya la la pnei Shabbat nekabela. So I am sorry that I'm going to stop this. I'm not going to do this a lot during the service. Did you hear what Rabbi Myers, the Rabbi Cantor of Tree of Life last week, said when he had the vigil on Sunday? He made a joke. He said that probably and we have many people here from other faith denominations too, and I appreciate you being here. He made a joke. He said, in our synagogue, like in many other synagogues, many other congregations throughout the world, I bet, most of the faithful people who come every week sit in the back. And it was funny until he said that there were 8 people sitting in the back, and they were only able to save one of them. And this is a song with a tradition that has to do with sitting in the back. There were traditions about the people who were the wealthier ones got to sit closer, and the poorer ones got to sit in the back. And for one glorious moment, we showed that we are all in this together, and we stand up, and we face the back. So now the back row is the front row, which will never have the same meaning to us again. And the front row is the back, and the back is the front, and we know we're all in this together. It's also supposed to be welcoming the Sabbath bride, who should be coming through those doors any second now, just you wait. But we stand up for this verse as we face the back, and we become one. Boi v'shalom ated ba'ala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, boi chala. You can sit down and keep singing. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 Panei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 Panei Shabbat nekabela. You may sit again, but don't go too far, everybody, all my singers. I was reminded recently, and I took this, by the way, it wasn't me. Seffi Kogan is the American Jewish Committee's Global Director of Young Leadership, and it was the American Jewish Committee that came up with the idea of a Solidarity Shabbat, a See You in Synagogue Shabbat. He said, I was reminded recently of an essay in 1990 by the historian Zev Magen when he was a student at Columbia University. Though the incident that inspired him to write is long since forgotten, it still makes the rounds in the Columbia Jewish community. The essay, entitled How to Fight Anti-Semitism, contained this memorable admonition. A man calls you a pig. Do you walk around with a sign explaining that in fact you're not a pig? Magen goes on to exhort his fellow Jews to cease protesting anti-Semitism and instead to live their Judaism as passionately as they can. Otherwise, he warns, in the face of Jew hatred, we are less Jews than we are anti-Semites. What would an update to Professor Magen's monograph look like today? Here is what Seffi Kogan says is his humble suggestion. The Hebrew term for a sanctuary is Beit Knesset, a house of gathering. Well, my fellow Jews, let us gather, because more than it is made up of rooms, a synagogue, a Jewish community is made up of people. And on this Solidarity Shabbat, I am proud that we are not just made up of a Jewish people, but we are a house of prayer for all peoples. We continue on page 68. So where are my singers who know Hine Matov? Come on up, Caleb knows, Elena knows. Who knows it? Come on up and help me sing, please. Everybody who's been, come on, please, come on up, Hine Matov. Sing up, who's my Hine Matovers? Come on up. This is an awesome song. It is around, it says, behold how good and how pleasant it is when we are all, brothers and sisters, are all here together. You gotta stand closer to the mics, everybody. Oh, and I'm sorry to say, you gotta stand on this, dude. I got this ready for you, come on. Do it so you get the closest to the mic. Ready? This is his specialty, by the way. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Sit down again. I'll call you again. Many are the generations of Israel, and in every age we have sought the living God through Sabbath rest and worship. This time and place hold the power to increase our joy in the eternal. O God, even as we seek you in the sanctuary, help us to know that your glory fills all space. Make us understand that you are with us at all times if we but open our minds to you. We feel the presence of your Spirit in our homes and on our ways. We see the beauty of your creation in mountain, sea, and sky, and in the human form. We hear you in the silence of our own hearts, speaking the truths the heart knows. May we be your witness to the world, your messenger to all the earth.
May we show forth your image within us, through Christ's heart that makes us you.
Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach hiruteh, v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayedecha Beit Yisrael, ba'agala, u'v'zman kariv, v'meru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach, la'alam ol'almei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpahar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal, shmei dekudisha brichu, le'elam min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbichata v'nechemata, da'amihiran be'alma. Baruchu et Adonai hamevorach. Reader 1, please come up. Somebody wants to be reader 1, please. Thank you. He is our president. He deserves to be reader 1. We don't have an Air Force one, but we have a reader one right here.
We stand in grief with the devastated families in our nation and in Pittsburgh. We weep over the incomprehensible loss of life. We cry out with shock, confusion, and pain. We mourn together over this senseless act of violence and destruction. Be with us, God, in this time of sorrow and fear. Help us, God, to offer comfort to those whose hearts are shattered. Rekindle hope and trust and courage within us and them. Help us, God, to sustain our belief in the promise that even in the darkest times, even when we feel most discouraged, there is reason to trust that love is never extinguished and that light and spirit will prevail. Help us, God, to rededicate ourselves to building a world that is safer for our children. Help us, God, to rededicate ourselves to building a world that is safer for all people. During these difficult days and nights, God, bring comfort and peace and hope and light to broken hearts and a broken world.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Vaed. You may sit down unless you're in my bet class and you'd like to help lead us in the V'Haftah. Come on, do this quickly though. We don't want to spend most of our time waiting for ups and downs. We're on page 72 right now, right? I don't know, I just walked away from my book. 1, 2, 3. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך ושרתם לאות על ילדיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתיכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Now would you lead us in English, please? You shall love your eternal God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your being. Set these words which I command you this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be symbols before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to your God. I am your eternal God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I am your eternal God. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I need my next reader. Someone wants to read for me. Please come up. Who's not ashamed. Thank you. Not ashamed. It's not about ashamed. It may make you cry. This is a poem.
The poem is entitled Tree of Life. Tree of Life, revive our souls, enrich our days, entreating your blessings. O God of peace, fill our hearts with comfort, letting your Torah shine in the fullness of our love. Faith in you, our God, eternal source of blessings. Praying for healing in the depth of despair, thanking God for the survivors, thanking God for their first responders. Sorrow crushing our hearts, bereaved beyond belief, united in our love. Returning to you in faith, God of Israel, healer of generations. Tree of life, Redeemer of Israel, enliven this moment with healing. Enliven this moment with hope, O Rock of Israel. Forget not the Jews of Pittsburgh. Let your love flow in the days ahead for justice and peace everlasting.
In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness, a world waiting still to be redeemed, give us, O source of good, the courage to say, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens reveal your glory. May earth reveal your justice and your love. We're going to sing the song that says that who is like our God? It may mean that there are other gods out there. We like our God, we'll continue to praise God. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef elot, nora tehilot osef eleh. I have another reading. I need to invite someone to please come up and read. Find 3 and 2 and 4.
What's your name? Dedicated to the baby who was to be named at the Tree of Life Synagogue on Shabbat morning, October 27th, 2018. Little boy, what's your name? Do you have one? Sweet baby, just 8 days, what should we call you? I've heard the sacred circumcision postponed for jaundiced yellow, but never before for bloodshed red. Is your name Shalom? We long for peace in this troubled world. I hope you are Shalom. Is your name Nahum? Oh, how we need to be comforted in our grief. I hope you are Nahum. Is your name Raphael? Our broken hearts and bleeding souls need healing. I hope you are Raphael. You should have been carried high into the congregation on Shabbat morning, passed from loving hands to loving hands on a cushioned pillow to receive your Jewish name. Instead, your elders fell and were carried out on stretchers in plastic bags, their names on tags. Is your name Moshe? Our unbearable anguish and rage demands justice. I hope you are Moshe. Is your name Ariel? We need the ferocious strength of lions to protect our people. I hope you are Ariel. Is your name Barak? We need courageous warriors to vanquish our enemies. I hope you are Barak. The blood on Shabbat morning was supposed to be covenantal, not sacrilegious. Sacramental, not sacrificial. Sacred, but not unholy. The tears were supposed to be of boundless joy, not bottomless sorrow. The cries were supposed to be Mazel Tov, not the mourner's Kaddish. Is your name Simcha? We need an end to sadness by bringing joy into the world. I hope you are Simcha. Is your name Yaron? We need an end to mourning by bringing song into our lives. I hope you are Yaron. Is your name Matan? We need the gift of children who will bring a better tomorrow. I hope you are Matan. So little boy, what's your name? Take them all if you will. Take 1,000 names. Be peace and comfort and healing. Be justice and strength and courage. Be joy and song and a gift to the world. Be every good name and every good thing. And sweet baby, take one more name, if you will, because I hope you will be blessed with a long, blissful, beautiful, and meaningful life. I hope you are Chaim.
Caleb, can you come help me with this next prayer, please? We continue on page 76, and we rise for the Amidah, which binds us to our generations. Adonai, Sifatai tiftach, Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'koneh HaKol, V'zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevii Geula Livnei B'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah. Would you let us in English too, please? It's the source of all being.
Source of all being, we turn to you as did our people in ancient days. They beheld you in the heavens. They felt you in their hearts. They sought you in their lives. Now their quest is ours. Help us, O God, to celebrate the wonder of being. Give us the courage to search for truth. Teach us the path to a better life. So shall we, by our lives and our labors, bring nearer to realization the great hope inherited from ages past for a world transformed by liberty, justice, and peace.
Your might, O God, is everlasting. Help us to use our strength
for good.
You are the source of life and blessing.
Help us to choose life for ourselves and our children.
You are the support of the falling.
Help us to lift up the fallen.
You are the author of freedom.
Help us to free the captive.
You are our hope in death as in life. Help us to keep faith with those who sleep in the dust. Your might, O God, is everlasting.
Help us to use our strength for good.
You are Kadosh, holy. Your name is Kadosh, holy. And those who strive to be Kedoshim, holy, declare your glory day by day. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. We praise you, eternal one, the holy God. Thank you. You want to help me with this next one? You may be seated. Come sing with me. You need a drum. You can have this side if you want. Oh, come on. Yismechu v'malachutecha shomere, shomere, shomere Shabbat koreh honeg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha shomere, shomere, shomere Shabbat koreh honeg Shabbat. Aha mekadesh mekadesh shevi Shabbat kulam yisbehu v'yitangu metuvecha Shabbat yismechu v'malechutecha shomere 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 Shabbat koreh oneg Shabbat v'hashvi ratzita bo v'kidashto Shabbat chemdat yamim oto karata Shabbat yismechu v'malechutecha shomere 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 Shabbat koreh oneg Shabbat zecher lema'aseh v'reshit Shabbat zecher lema'aseh v'reshit Shabbat yismechu v'malechutecha shomere 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 Shabbat koreh oneg Shabbat. God of Israel, may our worship on this Sabbath bring us near to all that is high and holy. May it bind us together with generations of bonds of love and sharing, and unite us with our people in common hope and faith. And through Sabbath rest and worship, may we learn to find fulfillment and joy in the vision of peace for all the world. You are with us in our prayer, in our love and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble and pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Eternal source of good, we give thanks for the numberless gifts and blessings that fill our days, for life itself and its endless variety, for all that sustains body and mind, for love, friendship, for the lights of the senses, and for the excellence of your Torah, which deepens our life and enriches our days. Teach us, O God of wonders, to work for a just and compassionate society where all may share your gifts. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Let's do that again. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Please read with me the English below the Hebrew. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country, that it may always be a stronghold of peace and its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within its borders, health and happiness within its homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship among the inhabitants of all lands. And may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. We praise you, O God, the source of peace. We take a moment now to say the prayers that are in our hearts as we pray silently.
Giant Torah desk for you tonight with all your papers.
Sing tune. Oh, say shalom b'mromav, Huya say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oh, say shalom b'mromav, Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Pray as if everything depended on God. Act as if everything depended on each one of us. At this time in our service, our hearts and our prayers turn to all of those who are ill or recuperating. Includes the people who are recuperating from the shootings last week. Kids who got hit by buses this week and waiting for buses this week. We turn to the inside back cover of our prayer book. This is one I think we should sing. A prayer of healing. Oh man, why is it doing that? I'm so sorry. Shouldn't do that. Shouldn't do that. They're installing the new sound system stuff this week, by the way. Oh God, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain. We join our prayers with the prayers of all who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen in them the healing powers you have placed within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and to their dear ones. May they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked to theirs. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofeh HaCholim. We praise you, eternal God, the source of healing. And if you have names for whom you would like us to be praying, I invite you to please call them out. Sheberach Avoteinu Mikor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. I found my chord, sorry. Mi sheberach imoteinu mikor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. And we add, Misheberach Avotenu V'imotenu. May the one who blessed and protected our ancestors guard all those whom we've entrusted with the responsibility of defending our freedom and protecting us. In this country, in the land of Israel, everywhere they've been called to serve, give them courage to succeed and strength to persevere. May they return home safely, and let us say, Amen. One of the things I got to see this week, the flags at half-mast everywhere you go. When there's a loss in your family, you feel like it's about you. You don't feel like sharing it. It's very raw and very personal. But when I saw those flags at half-mast, it kind of changed the way I saw the world around me. I felt like people were with me, feeling my pain. We got such an incredible outpouring of support from the community. I saw a picture this week. You know, I have a newly discovered brother who is in the army, and he's serving in Italy, but he had 2 weeks that he had to be in Africa. And he sent a picture of the embassy that's across the street from where he's staying in Africa with a flag, American flag at half-mast. I can't tell you how amazing that was. This poor guy, he was almost 40 years old. He's not yet 40. And he found out he's 50% Jewish. and he thanked them. He went over to thank them for that. I mean, it's a very powerful thing we are the blessing. We are the sermon. We are, thank you for letting me share and put these inserts in here. But the fact that we come together in solidarity, that we still come to synagogue despite all of that, the fact that when we mourn, everyone was mourning with us. There is no more important thing to say than that. And I'm thanking you, and I hope to see you again next week and the week after that, because that's what we do, especially in the face of hate. I want to point out, as we said before, that the best antidote to hate is joy, is to continue doing what we do. So in celebration, we are also supposed to be celebrating people with birthdays and anniversaries in November. I need 4 people to get up and help me hold these poles, and I need everyone with birthdays or anniversaries to come and stand under our chuppah. Birthdays and anniversaries in November. Come, we're moving over there. Go over there. Go over there. Go over there. Front, center. Front and center. Front and center. Front and center. Make it big. Make everybody under there. Come on in. Come on in under the chuppah. Under the chuppah. Come on in. Your 18th birthday? Everybody is having an 18th birthday or anniversary under this chuppah. It's a miracle. It's about life. It's about life. Oh, November 18th. Oh, sorry. Never mind. God of days and years. You went the wrong way, dude. Author of life. I'm going to have to bless you by zzz. Our times are in your hand. We thank you for the blessing of life and for all that enriches our lives. We gather today in special thankfulness to share in the happiness of our friends here. Be with them always as the joy of their life. May they be blessed with health and happiness and with the strength to overcome sickness and sorrow. May we have the joy of coming together for many more years, united by mutual reverence and love. Then will our lives be filled with abundance of blessing. And we are going to sing this song because we kind of need it. We all are here. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Let me hear some amens. Put up our chuppah. I'm going to, happy birthday everybody, Mazel Tov. We have birthdays and our anniversaries, but we can sing Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach. It's catching up. I need everybody who's under the age of 13. Everybody who's under the age of 13 to please come up and open up the ark. We turn to page 148. And when the ark is open, please rise. Turn to 148. Hurry, hurry, hurry. 148. Open the ark. I need 2 people to open the ark. I need 100 people to open the ark. We just need it open. Open. Yeah, see? I know what you mean. Open the bottom one for me. Here, look, over here. We need to hug one of these Torahs. Would you grab one and hug one, please? They look kind of lonely. Take one and hug. Okay, good. That's the one I like too. He's happy. Take one. This one. Hug that one for us. Okay, ready? We're going to sing. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה Shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gohor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu koreim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech malachei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. When the ark is closed, you may be seated. He ran away with the Torah. It's okay. I got these. Shoop. Everybody needs to hug a good Torah every once in a while. That's okay. You may be seated. We continue on page 150. The day will come when all shall turn with trust to you, O God, hearkening to your voice and bearing witness to your truth. Please join me. We pray with all our hearts, let violence be gone. Let the day come soon when evil shall give way to goodness, when war shall be forgotten, and all at last shall live in freedom. O source of life, may we, created in your image, embrace one another in friendship and in joy. Then shall we be one family, and then shall your sovereignty be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. The eternal God will reign forever and ever. On that day, O God, you shall be one, and your name shall be one. Bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. I need to call up the president to talk about what's happening in the world, in our world. I wanted to point out while he's coming up that one of the things that happened in the world of ways that people supported us, did you hear, the Federation and the synagogue, the Tree of Life synagogue, have donor spots for you to be able to make donations. But there were two groups that decided to take it upon themselves to make donor sites as well. One was the local Muslim community who reached out to the American Muslim community, and at first it was they wanted to raise $25,000 to help with funeral costs and things like that, and next thing it was 50, and it turned into 75. I think they're very close to last time I checked, it was over almost $200,000, and it may be more than that. And then there was this young Iranian kid. I say kid because he's a college student, and he was an Iranian political refugee, and he created a GoFundMe account, and so far he's collected more than $1 million for the community. So that's just the Muslim community, and when they were asked, why are you doing this for the Jewish community, they said because the Jews were there for us when we needed it, and this shouldn't happen to anyone ever, anywhere. And we take that with us too today.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you to Kathy and Diane for the blessings tonight, and thank you and welcome to all our visitors. Thank you for your support. Tomorrow morning, 9 to 9:30, Rabbi will lead Kiddush Shabbat, a fun service geared to families and young children. Remember Saturday night to set your clocks back 1 hour.
Yay.
The blood drive has been rescheduled to Sunday, November 18th. Please contact Helene to set up an appointment. There will not be a blood drive this Sunday. And please all remember to vote this coming Tuesday, November 6th. And this Tuesday will be a special Under the Bridge. This is called Stronger Together Tuesday. And the meeting will be 5:30, Texas Street Bridge. It will be a bigger effort to notify the entire greater community. And please note, again, 5:30 gathering, not the usual 6 p.m. Everyone who has wanted to show solidarity with our community is welcome to come to the event. In order to have flags at the grave sites of every Jewish veteran before Veterans Day and to show honor to the veterans buried in our Jewish cemeteries prior to Veterans Day, we will place flags at their grave sites 11 a.m. Thursday morning, November 8th. I'm sorry that I'll be out of town and won't be able to be there, but my hat's off to all the veterans here today as well. Memorial service for Peter Haas will be 1 p.m. Monday, November 5th. Again, our hearts and prayers and support to Christina and their boys. Roger Levy will be buried 10 a.m. Friday, November 9th at the B'nai Zion section of Greenwood Cemetery. Next Friday, Teddy Cranston will celebrate her 93rd birthday during Shabbat services, and there will be a special Oneg Shabbat. The Sabbath evening service on that same November 9th will also be Veterans Shabbat, and we will honor all veterans with special prayers. Poppies will be available at the service or in the office next week. Veterans Day will also show the movie G.I. Jews, a documentary about Jewish American men and women who fought in World War II. The movie will be shown twice here on Veterans Day, Sunday, November 11th, 10:30 a.m. and 1:30 in the sanctuary. Donations were made to B'nai Zion for pulpit flowers in loving memory of Janice Levy Brenner by Henry Brenner, in loving memory of Fred Miller by Herb Miller and family, and in loving memory of Janice Muslow by Mary Muslow and family. Thank you.
Thank you. The bulletin is online, by the way, and some of you who requested to get paper versions have gotten them. They're available in their usual spots on the door and over there if you need it. Sarah Lee Rosenberg, who's one of my favorite fictional authors, wrote this: "To be a Jew is also to know a fundamental truth. We can have fear, or we can have faith, but we can't have both at the same time, especially when facing acts of violence. For this too is true. Jews will always stand up to the haters and demand justice. But today, in this period of great mourning, there are 22 words we can all say aloud, regardless of religious affiliation. 22 words filled with commemoration and respect. 22 words that will remind us of our humanity and the need to share our courage. 22 words of enduring love that will help to heal our broken hearts." I'm going to invite you to say these names after I do. Repeat after me. Joyce Feinberg. Richard Gottfried. Rose Mallinger. Jerry Rabinowitz. Cecil Rosenthal. David Rosenthal. Bernice Simon. Sylvan Simon. Daniel Stein. Melvin Wax. Irving Younger. I want us to add these five more words. Maurice Stallard and Vicki Lee Jones. They were the African Americans who were killed last week at the Kroger just for being black. I want us to think about the 189 people aboard the Indonesian plane. That wasn't an act of terrorism, but we mourn anyway. The 13 people who died from that bus that crashed in China. There is pain in our world, and whenever someone is hurt, we hurt with them. We continue on 151. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. And in that, I have to include, I think I keep losing my papers, everybody. Sorry about this. I threw everything down here. I hope it's here. Oh, I know what it is. It's the back of the sheet that had the names. What did I do with the sheet with the names, everybody? There. Got it. We note that in the line of duty this year, we have already lost 24 people in the military. We have lost 121 police officers, We've lost 29 canine officers. We've lost 73 firefighters. We are always grateful that there are people who are willing to run into situations where they're hearing gunshots because they're here to protect us. We are always grateful. We pray that their families are consoled. And I invite us to not take the words that are in our prayer book, but to take the words that are in our hearts as we take a moment of silence. However brief may be our time on earth, O God, you endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. We now recall the loved ones whom death has recently taken from us. We remember Joe Bat II. We don't say Kaddish for Peter this week because we haven't yet buried him. We remember the congregants' parents who died within the past year. We remember Sarah David and Flo Selber, Gloria Meyer, Richard Stewart, and Clifford Bear. And as we remember those who died at this season in years past, we take them into our hearts with our own. Those for whom we're observing Yortzites this week include Janice Atkinson, Floyd Bailey, Janice Levy-Brenner, Albert M. Dreyfus Sr., Marion Fryer, Gloria Mizell Greenberg, Clara Heyman, A.A. Harold Sr., Lillian Goldman Kreichman, Jean Cal Meltzer, John Meyer, Fred Miller, Max Morris, Janice Muslow, Ruth Rubin, Sally Abramson Schuster, Lazarus Willer, and Therese S. Willer. We have guests here. Is there anyone else who lost a family member in the past month and a parent in the past year? Call out the name. Has anyone else lost, is anyone else observing the anniversary of a death this week? The Reform movement has taken it as a responsibility that some people for whom we mourn have no one left to say Kaddish for them. If you are in mourning, if you choose to join us in mourning, I invite you to please rise. The Mourner's Kaddish is found on page 154. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chaye chon u'v'yom echon u'v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yeheh shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'au v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha barichu. La'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael kol amim v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol amim v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen. Please sit down for a moment. I need you, all of the people who are under the age of 13 to come help me, please. We have snackage. Oneg is joy. Come on over here. Zoop, zoop, zoop. I'm going to put this here. So we face everybody. Sing. Hold on. Step on each other's toes. Climb in there. Everybody hold on to the bottom. There's more challah out there for grown-ups, by the way. I've got this if you need. Ready? Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz v'te'avon. What? Everybody grab. Buddy. Hey, Bobby, we got some for you. You want to go grab a piece and give it to him back there too, please? Can somebody give him a piece back there? We have other people back there, at least 3. I want you to look around. This is our blessing. This is who we are. This is who we are today. Please rise for the closing benediction. I'm going to sing you out afterwards. I'm going to bless us first. Would you do me a favor? Look at each other. Point at people. Bless each other when we say, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. May God bless you. May God protect you. Now make that shining down on. No. Yareh Adonai Elohecha. I can't do it starting here while I was being cued in the middle. Let's do this again. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. May God bless you and protect you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the light of God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. That was close. That wasn't right. May God's face be lifted up to you. May God grant you peace. This is too emotional, and I'm sorry. Thank you to everybody who is here to make this possible, to show that we still have Shabbat. Keeps going. We have each other. Keeps going. And to mourn. Thank you.
Thank you.